Bullet Club for life.
What's up, Bullet Club? Bullet Club Gaming 91 here, back with another video. This one's a little bit different. Today we're talking about TikTok news, and other things taking place in the TikTok verse post-ban. News broke last night at around 12 midnight Mountain Standard Time that Microsoft had put their letter of intent to purchase and was in negotiations to purchase TikTok. With that being said, it puts in a lot of information and things to question, and also goes into what is known as their new live rewards supplement system and how that's going to work and how it affects everybody. With that being said, it's a lot to take in. I'm going to break it down as fast as I can. The long short and what we know as it sits, based on my sources, people that are close to the Microsoft team that I know, and other big creators and stuff that kind of like to talk, but are under NDA and stuff of that nature and can't speak for themselves, and those that are part of agencies and other groups and things other like that are out there. This is the information that we're being told. The long short is TikTok is lying a lot about their information, specifically that everything is returned to normal post the ban when it returned on Monday after the 12 hours it was down. They're specifically saying that they are back to full strength with 34 million plus users and everything else like that, which is what we call a recovery or pre-ban post number rate. They're saying that we're back up to around 500 to 600,000 people that are live, making income and generating money, when we know clearly that's not the case and not to be fact. And the daily creator revenue has restored itself to around 90 to 95% to where it was post and pre-ban. This is just not true. It's not factual information. And I'm a person who can attest and speak to it because, as TikTok was my main source of driving an income and making a living and everything else, I did not receive my full income. I only received partial payment, which in turn left me $295 behind on bills. And after everything I did to try and recover and gain everything, I am still $150 behind on my bills, which need to be paid by the 30th of this month. And TikTok is telling everybody that it is okay. Additionally, with that being said, they are going to move forward with keeping TikTok more Americanized and working in a way and in a sense where they're going to focus on e-commerce, daily vlogs, day in the life, and traditional live content, which means if you're a gaming live streamer, let's player, influencer, whatever else you want to identify and or call yourself, gaming is taking a large, momentous backseat to the new TikTok program and incentive. They're going to focus on daily in the lives, like I said, IRL content, e-commerce, shops, and small business marketplacing, and they're going to be more akin to a Facebook, an Instagram, or any other Americanized or American-owned social media streaming live service platform of that like. In addition to this information and what's being talked about, Oracle in the ByteDance algorithm, they are saying there has been no changes, no adjustments, no nothing made. It's the same algorithm, it's just playing catch up. When the older millennial and other people that are bigger creators, influencers, and people that are in the TikTok ecosphere, the specifics said no, that's not the case. TikTok and the US government made a specific effort post ban to reallocate all that data, all that information, all the algorithm to Oracle, Meta, Facebook, Google, and the current American algorithm based system for data collection and pushing out content to you, which is why a lot of people were seeing a lot more ads for Facebook, Meta, and other American products versus the traditional, hey, I'm a TikTok shop owner, get this, that, and the other. They started seeing more commercialized business ads and stuff in their FYP posts. What TikTok is lying about the algorithm, it has changed, and it is a big difference. The other thing is the scaled live reward system. What hinted in why I made a lot of comments on my TikTok and in my TikTok social circle to Mixer is because these splits and things that you're going to see and I'm going to show on screen are akin to exactly what Mixer and Facebook does. I'm sorry to those that are PTSD'd out of their brains from the Mixer days. I get it, I understand. But the way that you're being paid for your services versus what you do as a creator, streamer, gamer, let's player, whatever else, what have you, is very akin to that Mixer, where the split before was 70-30. The creator takes home the 30, and TikTok, agencies, everybody else split amongst themselves within the 70. Now it's kind of a pay to play system like Mixer and Facebook was, where you need to have so many stars, so many likes, so many diamonds, so many views, so many follows, whatever else to hit those goals. A creator can earn a maximum of 56% of their diamonds and income on TikTok through the new scaled live reward system, but only if they hit and affect certain goals. With that being said, some of the major goals are you need to have 1 to 2 followers every hour to earn an extra 1 to 2%, so on and so forth, as I'll show here. You need to have a minimum of 25 minutes live, so on and so forth. You'll start to see that. But where TikTok differentiates itself in the most negative way possible compared to other platforms is you can be mass reported for literally nothing. Someone can see that you've got more diamonds than them in your diamond cache and choose to mass report you. And with TikTok's AI system and its automated community guidelines, warning, and service system, it'll flag you instantly. And if that's the case, you can lose all of your daily income, if not your monthly income, and be completely banned from their monetization program. In current spaces I work with and people that I talk to within the TikTok ecosystem are playing Marvel Rivals. As you know, and as I know, and as I made my last videos on, I'm a huge Marvel Rivals person. But when you're wearing Invisible Woman and you're wearing other skins that are revealing, like Psylocke or Luna with her spandex and her shorts, TikTok flags it for sexual content and nudity. And if you don't have an agency or people that would help you appeal that, you're stuck with that strike, that warning, and that guideline being attached to your account. And literally, they take away all of your monetization for that day, if not for the month, and could remove you from the program. And that's just something that's not beneficial or good for the TikTok ecosystem or creators in general, and for streamers and gamers in general. The last and the most upsetting thing with that being said is we don't understand the full context or the way that it's being implemented, but there is rumors that there's going to be a max cap of earning per day of $1,000, which means unless you're a TikTok partner or you're a private client or working with an agency directly, people that are just on the free programs or casual, everything else like that, when they go live, their max income per day could be $1,000. And that could negatively impact a lot of people, because some people are overachievers and they're really great at what they do and how they do it. And they could earn anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 a month through TikTok One, through TikTok Shop, Marketplace, Live, everything else. They make a living. That's why out of the 170 million users that TikTok has, it was proven in the lawsuit against the federal government that 90 million people made a living or a secondary income through TikTok. That's why it was so important to stop the ban. Whether you like TikTok or not, that was the case. And the elephant in the room, per Trump's executive order and the way it was signed and the way we believe to be stated, TikTok is going to be owned by Microsoft, Xbox, and those people in tandem and in partnership with the federal U.S. government, which takes 50%. That's how we understand the executive order to have been written. That's the way Trump has perceived it to be written and how he identifies it. With that being said, it's akin to, let's say, the Republic of South Korea owning esports organizations, telecommunications, and television companies as a whole. The two biggest ones that you know of and that we can relate and equate as parallel to one-to-one with this situation is SKT Telecoms, or T1 in the esports realm, or what is known as Comcast Korea for us North Americans, or KT Rolster Telecommunications and those brands. All the esports players, all the organizations, and those people are recognized by 50% to be federal employees through the Republic of South Korea. And they're afforded certain specialties, things, and ways that they have to behave and present themselves. For example, you do not have to serve because you are considered partial federal employee. This is just how I understand it to the layman's terms. You guys can go out, do your research, fact check, and everything else. This is just the simple layman's way I understand it to be. Because Faker had a choice to either go and serve his country or continue to play League of Legends, and he chose to play League of Legends because he was exempt to a certain extent, and so have other players. Anybody else who wasn't part of the telecommunication companies that are owned by the Republic of South Korea, they had to serve, as required by Korean law. In addition, This is the huge and most important reason why Twitch and Amazon pulled out of South Korea, because they no longer completely owned 100% of the infrastructure, and they couldn't afford to remain a player within the infrastructure of the Republic of South Korea, and they did not want to pay service fees and additional charges to access and work with South Korean governments, as well as T1, SKT T1, or Comcast Korea, or KT Rolster Telecommunications, to provide an infrastructure and a system for people in South Korea to remain on Twitch. So they pulled out and screwed their Twitch ecosystem in South Korea, which no longer exists. Finally, and most importantly, is Doge, the TikTok Force, anything else that they choose to name it or identify it, with the federal government owning stake in TikTok by 50%. That opens the door for treason, any type of conflict of interest, any type of federal law being broken in the way certain people talk or present themselves or carry themselves or make threats to the government or government officials on TikTok could be considered a federal crime. That's the way it's presented on other platforms in other countries. For example, China, Tencent, Korea, the telecommunication companies, so on and so forth. If that were to be the case, I think a lot of people are going to be turned off and not want to be a part of TikTok or anything else of the like. Couple that with the lies and stuff that TikTok is putting on to devalue or inflate their value in the company for the purchase value, which is very common practice with companies being acquired, Activision Blizzard, Bungie, so on, so forth. It's all a toss-up. But I wanted to make this video because there are a lot of facts and a lot of things lining up, and a lot of things that people aren't talking about or bringing up within this. And we know this to be true because if TikTok was being honest about everything in operations being returned to normal, we wouldn't have seen GameStop offer hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for iPhones, iPads, Android devices, Galaxy tabs, so on and so forth, with TikTok installed to purchase them. Or why we wouldn't have seen a huge influx of people charging $50,000 for an iPhone with TikTok on it, or $6,000 to $7,000 with an Android with TikTok installed on it, if the algorithm and everything else returned back to its normal state. And another big contributing factor to that is that TikTok is still blacklisted and banned from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, which TikTok and a lot of their people are promising will return within a few days. But if that's the case and everything else, you're going to hit another roadblock and another problem where Microsoft has their own Windows App Store and everything else of the like, and they may want you to go through Explorer, they may want you to go through the Windows Store or the Windows App Store, so on and so forth. So there could be a lot of negotiation and things on the back end because, as you know, Google takes 70 to 30% from apps or things that are installed on it, and same with Apple, which is why we're having all of these lawsuits and back and forth take place. But that being said, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know in this comment section below. As always, on Bullet Club Gaming 91. I'll see you in the next one, and can you take us home?
Goodbye, and good night, bang.
Take it easy, Bullet Club. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and everything else like that. I'm out.